everybody. Welcome to He Says and She Says, hosted by Jovan.
Hello. Yeah. Hi, welcome back to our Zoom edition. And I'm Jovan, and I'm a business and life coach, and I'm a host of a podcast called The Possibilities Show. And my wonderful co-host,
I am Denise Wong, your favorite employee, or soon to be favorite anyway, because I changed it from boring to favorite, because who wants to be boring, right? Not me! Okay, so today, oh wait!
Before you say anything, if you haven't done yet, please, do subscribe. Do subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get updated. And if you like our videos, and if you like this particular video, you can click the like button. Or Denise will go and knock on your door.
And I'm not like work food delivery, okay? No food, it's not food delivery, it's a haunting delivery. Okay, so anyway, today I think today we wanted to, because Singapore, for those of you who don't know, Jovan and I, we are living in Singapore. So we have entered into what's called phase 2, which means that some shops are open for dine-ins instead of just takeaways all the time. So today, instead of how many days are we in phase 2? Third day?
Third day, yeah. Started Friday.
Third day, right? So it's like fresh. Okay, and so today's topic, we're not going to do the usual cauldron.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about
some current events.
Current events, which is phase 2. And phase 2, the title of this, we're going to call it Don't Be Stupid. Why do we say that?
Don't be a stupid pawn. But anyway.
You're going to edit in the picture of Magneto later, right? The one with the pawn thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it flash. Bing! The meme.
Okay, so later everyone's gonna make it flash. Bing! But then what we're talking about is the meme where, Magneto in X-Men actually tells his I don't know, right hand and left hand guys that they were rushing in to attack something. Of course, the X-Men, right? Magneto versus Professor X, right? And then they're asking him, but how come you didn't rush in, like everybody else? Then Magneto says, because in chess, the pawns always go first. So there are lots of pawns yesterday night. PAWNS, not PORNS.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of porn happening. I mean, pawn.
Pawn.
Yeah.
Okay, so Friday we saw a pawn action already. I mean, like pawn. I don't know how to pronounce it without saying P.
Pawn.
It's a porn. Okay, pawn action.
It's in the tongue action.
On the first day of phase 2, I think we already seen a lot. There were people like rushing out and
it's crazy. And then it's interesting because I play tennis, and we have this tennis chat group. And so when the government released the information that we're gonna move into phase 2, and there's an article that says you can do all of this stuff, and it includes playing sports and playing tennis. And one of one of my tennis khakis, which means my tennis what do you call that, buddies,
friends, buddies.
Yeah. So she immediately messaged, I'm gonna book the courts, who wants to play. So everyone is just so excited. And then someone posted in the chat group this video of this massive amount of tennis players just rushing into the courts and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, Friday is gonna be like that. Everyone is just gonna be rushing out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like that for quite a while, I think. Right?
True. Because the Singapore government has been easing us into like the normalcy, and I live near some restaurants here downstairs, and the first time they did, they eased the CB, or closer to the end of the circuit breaker. We call it the circuit breaker, the lockdown. I was noticing that there was a lot of people just here, and like I, you know, this shouldn't happen like during this period because people are supposed to be social distancing, but there was a lot of people parked here. It's like, how come they're here? They cannot eat at the restaurants. They can just buy takeout and stuff. But people are really, having this desire to just go out and be normal again. I think that's
Yeah, I know. Okay, people are generally, as individuals in Singapore, we are generally not stupid. And I think a lot of people, honestly, but
yeah,
although
yeah,
there
yeah.
are
Of
some
course,
stupid
of course,
people,
of
lah,
course.
but majority is not. But then again, there are a lot of people who are, I think they understand the seriousness of the situation. They understand that when our government says that we're going to phase two, people can dine in with a safe distance and all that. They also understand that actually it is not safe per se from COVID. It's because of the economy, that the government is easing up things so that the money starts flowing again. So these are all logic, right? And people understand it, and yet there is that overwhelming desire to rush out, which kind of overrides that logic side, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how does that work? Because okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, Jovan is also doing NLPs and NLP coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
So he's going to tell us about the workings of the mind, why sometimes smart people will behave not so smartly,
Hmm.
when their desire overwhelms them.
Yeah. So I'm not a scientist or anything. But I do really like observing people, and like just noticing how their behaviors are. So in my own private coaching group, we do talk about this stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's just very interesting to observe how people behave, because just like what you said, logically everyone knows what they need to do, right? That you stay away from people, social distancing, etc., etc. And yet we do the opposite. And I fall into that issues as well. I mean, I'm not immune to that, right? But the thing is that people have can in our minds, our emotions can hijack that logical part of us. So when we have that emotions, it's much 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 stronger than like, oh, I know it should be like this, especially that it should be like this. But then when you feel that emotion, okay, I give a very good example. I know I shouldn't be eating, midnight snack, because it definitely just goes into my belly, right? So I know that. But when the feeling, the urge comes out, like, oh man, I feel like eating something savory, then I will be looking at, chips or whatever. If I cannot find it, I'll just walk out and buy one. That's how much, how strong that urge is. And it's just how our minds are made up, like our brains are wired that way. And it's not just to justify, but we can train ourselves in order not to do that. And so yeah, so that's basically how I understand it.
How do you do that? Every time you want to go out, slap yourself.
So that the brain is like the muscles, right? So if you want to build up that muscle, you just have to train it. So when
Uh,
you feel that, of course you need to be aware first, like, like, oh, it's happening, like me, right? I know that it's happening. And so when I'm aware, then when it happens again, then I can choose, like, oh, do I really want to do that, or I don't want to do that? And then of course the more I do that part where I choose not to do it, then it becomes stronger and stronger. So just like going to the gym, working it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like building a habit as well, right?
Yeah. And so of course, the majority of people out there, they don't know this, and they just go and do, right? Automatic.
It's called YOLO. It's called
YOLO. Yeah,
YOLO.
yeah.
It is. Really, it becomes people really it becomes YOLO. You know, if you go out and you really kena the COVID, right? You really YOLO. You know, you
Die,
end
die,
your
die, die must go out.
really
Okay,
YOLO.
die lah.
You really YOLO. And then after that, I was telling my friends that okay, the only good thing about these people who are going out and you see, I understand the need for connection because humans are social creatures, and
Oh, yes.
I'm one of those very social people. I need to socialize. I need to have my friends with me. Uh, I understand the need, so they will gather, and then but yet they will not wear their masks. They will talk very close to each other. Apparently, obviously, there is no 1 meter social distancing at all. I mean, how do you
No.
talk to your friend with 1 meter away? You want to call them on the
Or in
phone.
another table.
Yeah, so you basically have to take the phone and maybe you just do a Zoom out with your friends physically around you if it's 1 meter away,
Yeah,
right? So that
yeah.
was so, yeah, so I understand the need, and yet, I don't know, they just like, wave two is coming, I guess. That's my prophecy.
Mm.
It's not
Well,
really a prophecy.
yeah, and I think that the Singapore government is also quite smart. I think most governments know this, that when they open up, this is probably something that's gonna happen. And yeah, I think what I mentioned as well previously to you is that they want to test it out. You know, like, oh, okay, we know this is how the people is gonna react. So why not we test it out and see what happens? And what I like about the Singapore government, because they mentioned that they're gonna initially they mentioned that phase 2 will be end of June, but they started it early,
Yes.
so that they are adjusting as this goes. So it's possible if there are gonna be more infections in the in the next, I guess, two
I
weeks.
think Yeah, I think going by what's happening in the other countries who have opened up, I mean, I understand also we cannot possibly stay closed forever, right? It's
Mm-mm.
just not how the world works. But then again, from the other countries who have opened up, you know that there's wave two. There will be, it's just whether it is going to be very severe or not, and how bad it's going to be, basically. And
Yeah.
then also, but the good thing about these people who are out spending money is that they are the ones who are helping the economy to revive again. So that is the only great thing, I think. I mean, economic wise, not COVID wise.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's true as well. The economic factor.
right. So, guys, if you want to learn how not to be a pawn, not to be stupid,
Pawn.
and not to let their emotions get the better of you because you know you shouldn't be doing it, but you want to do it so badly anyway. Please go and look for Jovan. Okay, he will train your mind.
You can train yourself as
Okay,
well.
so he will teach you how to train yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just a being aware of it.
Okay, so the majority of so maybe basically the main point of this video is don't be stupid.
Yeah,
Okay, I know we all love our friends so much, but just stay safe, people. Stay safe, really,
mm,
because if it hits you, it really can hit any time. So
exactly.
we
And
must stay united.
not only that, the I guess if you have older people in your family, then they'll be the ones that will be most affected, right? If they get it.
Yeah, it's not just that. You know what I'm really scared of is if it's like a flu thing where it's a one time and then recover, it's done. I am
Mm,
not so afraid. But there are like long lasting effects, right? They say there's scarring on your lungs and all
wow.
that, which lasts for life. So it's not just like a 2 week, 4 week, a month recovery thing.
Mm,
It's like forever, basically, if you get it.
yeah.
So that is the part that scares me, and that is why I stay I
Stay at
stay
home.
home. Yeah.
Stay at
And
home.
continue my stay home and stay safe. If you go out, just do the necessary. Stay away from each other.
Yeah. And you know what I think will happen. My guess is that after the people experience the outside again, and then it will die down as well. Like, oh,
Yeah, because the desire is like
yes,
fulfilled. So they're like,
correct,
okay, then the lunch is over. Say that okay,
correct.
we shouldn't do that. Let's just stay for a bit more at home,
Yeah, yeah,
and then I
correct.
don't know. But the places were packed. It's packed. Today it's gonna be packed again, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty
All the
sure.
best, Singapore.
Oh yeah,
It's like
and also today we're recording this on Father's Day, so happy Father's Day, everyone who's watching, or to your
yes,
father.
happy Father's Day. Yes, happy Father's Day, everybody. I mean, when this goes out, probably you'll be belated, but still belated, happy
Belated
Father's Day.
happy belated.
Yeah, belated and stay safe, everybody. Really, that's all I can say. Don't be stupid.
Don't be
Okay.
stupid, pawn.
This is if a lot of people watch this, there's gonna be so much controversy, but never mind. It's just our videos. You can go ahead and go out if you want to. I mean, it's your risk and those around you. Think
Yeah.
about that. Okay, I think this marks the end of our phase 2 video. Thanks.
Bye.